Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and I'm here with the most anticipated game and the most interesting game of Norway Chess 2024 because hey, this game has it all. This game is very much dependent on who's going to be the winner of Norway Chess, and this game is between Pragg and Hikaru, and if Pragg wins, then Magnus wins the tournament by default, but if Pragg loses and Hikaru wins, then we're going to have another fight, and Magnus will have to struggle for a bit to get that victory. But so definitely, it's going to be a challenge to as if Pragg will again take down Hikaru Nakamura as he did in FIDE World Cup 2023, or will Hikaru get his revenge? So we're gonna have to see. And without further ado, let's start with this game because this game is insanely amazing. And Pragg starts with d4, and we have knight to f6, but just bishop to f4, and we have d5 and e3, c5, and just going for this knight to f3. We get into a London system, and it's ironic that Magnus's favorite opening is being played by Pragg, and Pragg is trying to win, and if Pragg wins, Magnus is going to win. So definitely some ironic stuff here because hey, knight to c6 was played by Hikaru, but just bishop to b5, just spinning that knight. You want to get rid of that bishop by trading that. So somewhere around the line, you're definitely going to trade that bishop for a knight and cast into your king to safety and attack on the king side. So that's the stuff with London system, mostly. But let's see what's going to happen because hey, just queen to b6 was played as Hikaru is definitely going to try and throw the young prodigy out of his preparation, and we have this c4. This c4 is just a beautiful, beautiful move, and there are so many tricks with the c4. You have to calculate every captures, and you have to calculate it precisely, and especially against Hikaru, he gets very, very tricky in these openings. And we have this bishop to g4, but now just we have knight to c3, e6, and just castles, and we have a6, just pushing that bishop back. And instead of this a6, you could also go for this amazing d-caps on c4. D-caps on c4, definitely an insanely tricky move because here it not only loosens the defense of that bishop because now you're gonna have this capture and you're gonna have some trouble because and whenever this knight moves, you're gonna have trouble defending that bishop. So here just a4, but now just a6, and not actually moving that bishop, not even trading that bishop for a knight, but here you play this a5, just attacking that queen. And once the queen moves back, now again not moving that bishop, not even moving it back to save it for later, but playing this h3. And this h3 is just a phenomenal move because if you get this kind of position in your games, use this tactic. This is going to help you a lot because if in this position your opponent goes for this bishop caps on f3, which might sound like a logical move because after the queen trades, you could just simply capture that bishop, but not really, because if the queen captures, now you go and now your opponent plays this. You have this beautiful knight caps on b5 attacking the queen, and now you can see that the queen has nowhere to go because queen is trapped, it cannot go here, bishop is covering that square, and if you go here, then you have this beautiful royal fork and just winning the queen and the game. So that is one tactic that you should keep in mind, but definitely not crazy stuff happening in such an important game. Here just a6, simply move it, asking if you want to trade that bishop, if I want to move it back. And well, we go first, we see caps in the center, d caps on c5, just attacking that queen captures, and just this knight to a4 attacking the queen and definitely moving that queen back. Pragg trying to show dominance and hit queen to a7, but just bishop caps on c6, he captures, and now we have this rook to c1. And here bishop to e7 was played, just going for that castles, but we have the c captures, knight captures, and now just this h3, just asking what you want to do with that bishop. Do you want to trade it? And Hikaru obliges, he goes for this bishop caps on f3, hit and captures, rook to c8, just defending that weak isolated c6 pawn. And here there's a lot of moves you can play, but here just bishop to e5 was played, just centralizing that bishop, and maybe this will come in handy, just targeting that mate in the future, and that's definitely going to be handy because here just castles was played, and you can see that the queen is targeting black's king side, and it's definitely going to come in handy when you can attack. So here rook to c4 was played, a beautiful rook lift. This is going to come in very much be useful if you ever want to attack once this bishop moves, of course. So here we have c5, and here rook f to c1 was played, and in this position there are a lot of moves you can play, but here the move that was played was not the correct option because here you could go for this knight to b4, which is the most accurate move, and it's very much difficult to understand why. You have to be an insanely amazing positional player to understand this move because here queen to g3, just going for that mate, but now you have this f6 and you have to move the bishop. So here bishop to d6, asking for a trade, You don't want to trade on white's terms because here the queen will get a very active square, also attacking this pawn. So here just knight to a2, knight caps on a2 because you're going to be attacking this rook, so your rook has to move. So here rook to a1, but just this knight back to b4, and we have this beautiful rook caps on c5. I mean, just to think of all of these pieces actually going for that attack, to think of even this is possible. But yes, it's possible because here after rook captures, now you can play this knight captures, and everything is defended. You cannot capture here because bishop defense, you cannot capture here because queen defense, and everything is defended here. So here rook to d8, just attacking that bishop, and now you have to trade. Bishop captures, queen captures, but going for this knight caps on e6, just grabbing that pawn. And yes, it's a free pawn, you cannot do anything, and the only thing that you can do is going for the spin. But now you have this queen to f3 attacking the rook, and now you have to add on further pressure. So here just queen to a7, but now just queen to e4, and this queen to e4 is such a phenomenal resource that you have in this position, because that knight is falling, or you might think it's falling, because now comes b4, and now you cannot move that knight. It's pinned, and now there's not much to do if you move the queen back. And now this beautiful queen captures for the check, and only now once the king moves, this rook captures. And after rook captures, you play this queen captures, and after queen captures, you get this position where it's queen endgame, but you are a pawn up. So maybe you could create some chances, but with the queen's endgame, you know it's going to be a draw. So not going for all of this right from the opening, keeping chances alive. So here knight to b6 was played, but not the most accurate move, because here just queen to g4, just going for that checkmate right away. Definitely Hikaru is not going to fall for that. So here just g6, but now this knight caps on b6, queen captures, and just this b4. And now b4 definitely a tricky move, you cannot capture because of this. So simply just rook to c6 was played, but this rook to c6 is not the most accurate move. So I'm going to ask you to pause the video and try to find the most brilliant move that you can play in this position while I give you a couple of seconds. That gives you a positional advantage, also some future opportunities for the attack. So have at it. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move, and the move is not capturing, of course, but adding further pressure to that pawn, and which is this bishop back to d4. Yes, that's right, you cannot capture because this rook captures. So here most probably you'll see a move like doubling up, but now you get this b caps on c5 attacking the queen. So after, and you cannot even capture this, because if you're even thinking of capturing this, it's going to be a disaster move, because if you go for this, then you have this amazing queen to e4, just centralizing that queen. And now also you're going to threat a lot of things here, so you definitely don't want white to get a hold of that diagonal. So here just moving the queen back, just defending that. But now you can just play a move with the bishop back, not allowing to ever trade that piece. But now after queen to c7, now just not allowing white to ever get a hold of that square. But now that's exactly what white is going to do, because here just queen to e5, and only after you trade, you know that this is definitely going to be coming, and you cannot trade because just that is going to happen. So here you cannot defend that. So here just a5, just bishop to d4, and yeah, you just lost. There's nothing you can do. Even if you go for this and maybe hope that after all the trades takes place, you have a bishop for a rook, maybe you can defend. You're going to lose that pawn. This pawn is going to go to victory. There's nothing you can do about it. So here, after all considerations, here just p caps on c5 was played right away. Not the most accurate move, but you're not going to be able to find all the moves with this much time on the clocks. So here just this queen to b7 was played, but now just h4. And definitely just Pragg is just moving forward. He's not taking a step, even thinking about it. He's ready for an attack. He wants to win this. Is he gonna get it? Let's see. Because here Hikaru puts up a stubborn defense with this f6, but weakens his king side as well. But here just bishop to d6, and you still cannot trade. But this f5 attacking the queen, but now queen to g3. Here rook to d8 was played, but now finally Pragg goes for this h5. He is just going absolutely phenomenal in this game. He's just going at it, and it's very much difficult. I mean, this queen is all the way over there. Your queen is already under attack. I mean, there's no good way to defend that. Here g5 was played, but now just this e4. I mean, there's nothing stopping this. There's nothing stopping Pragg at this moment, because here just f captures, but now this queen to e5, and now there's too much threats. Just h5 going for this mate. I mean, just getting that rook, even getting here is an option. I mean, there's just so many opportunities in this position. White is just so much better, because here just queen to d7 was tried, but just this h6, and now there's only one move to stop this, which is bishop to f8 was played. But now I'm sure all of you can see the move, which is this beautiful queen caps on g5. And now if you go there, then this would be disastrous. So here king to f7, But now comes the final blow as Pragg goes for this bishop capstan f8, and it was on this move, on just move 31, that Hikaru Nakamura designed the game, and Pragg created this beautiful, beautiful miniature against person of Hikaru's caliber. I mean, this kid is definitely going places. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming up with another amazing games like these. So stay tuned for that and subscribe to the channel, follow, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I did too. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you all.